We'll get you two here.
Thank you very much.
Introduce yourself,
Chris Walker at the National Endowment for Democracy. Thank you for a very interesting discussion. The title of this panel is Toward a Europe Whole and Free, and I think all of the panelists properly emphasized how the values and standards that are so important for the European community and the transatlantic community need to be reinvigorated and focused on. And Mr. Seyidov made a point of saying that Azerbaijan shares the same values as the European Union, but in some very key ways this is contradicted by facts on the ground in Azerbaijan, where there's a fierce crackdown on free media, Radio Free Europe, Radio Free Liberties, Azerbaijani service has just been closed. Civil society is undergoing a massive crackdown. And importantly, liberal secular voices in Azerbaijan, including Leyla Yunus, Arif Yunus, Khadija Ismailova, have all been imprisoned and are sitting in jail. Given the title of this panel and the statements on the panel, can you explain how the imprisonment of these liberal secular voices enhances stability in Azerbaijan and contributes to the larger idea of a Europe whole and free?
All right. Dr. Seyidov.
Thank you very much for this question. This is really very important because for a couple of hours we are discussing the situation in Ukraine, and the majority of the speakers said that, you know, that's propaganda which created a lot of impacts to clearly understanding what is really going on in Ukraine. And you know, this propaganda is so properly working not only in Russia, in Europe, but even in United States of America. Why, in this case, we're not able to say the same words? Because this is, again, the aim and obligation of Azerbaijan in order to respect the human rights, the rule of law, and democracy. We are full-fledged member of the Council of Europe, and we are on covered by the European Court of Human Rights. And nobody in Azerbaijan restricted or arrested because of their political or other things. But unfortunately, the way of exclude Azerbaijan from European integration, the way of exclude Azerbaijan to be closer to the United States of America and to their allies is exactly what you said. To present us as a country where violated human rights, which is unacceptable for the majority of the people who are sitting here, and in order to create the image of the bad country who is not able to manage human rights and rule of law and democracy in Azerbaijan. But I wanted to remind you that in Azerbaijan today, Jewish people and Azerbaijani people, Muslim people I mean, and Christians, they're living in peace. And representative of the Jewish minority is a member of the parliament. And I don't know who am I. I'm half Azerbaijan, half Jewish, I'm Christian. And this is the real achievement of my society, civil society. And that's why when you are blaming the country, please take into account that today, the majority of the problems of the Eastern Partnership because of geopolitics and because somebody in some circles tried to use human rights in geopolitical means. Thank you.
Right.
That, you know, friends, despite of all difficulties, despite of all challenges which we faced, the way of our integration to Europe, to United States of America, and relationships with these countries, this is a priority for foreign policy of Azerbaijan.